So I flew back because I wanted to smoke weed legally for the first time in my home country, and I went back to my hometown. The pot shop was right beside this huge store called the Great Canadian Superstore. And I try to explain that to people in the UK, that the Great Canadian Superstore, they have shops that are so big, they make your Tesco's look like little mini-mart kind of things, right? Hundreds and hundreds of aisles where you can get everything. So I went to the pot shop right beside this, and I got some weed. And I walked in, I said, give me the strongest weed you have. Now, you know, I'm an old pot smoker, so I thought I could handle it, but it's gotten a lot stronger now, right? And I should have known, because the guy had to put gloves on to give me the weed. So he gives me the marijuana. They give you a pre-roll, so they give you a pre-rolled joint. So he gave it to me, and I smoked the joint. I've never, oh my God, I was so high. And for the people who don't smoke dope, I'll explain it to you. When you get high, you get to this level, and you go, okay, I'm fucking tapering off now, I'm okay. And then I took a step and went, no, I'm going farther down, right? And then it dawns on you that you're standing like this in public, right? There's no reason for it. So then you get paranoid that everyone's looking at you. You don't know what to do, right? So I decided to go in the shop and get some crisps, because for some reason that always helps. So I went into the Great Canadian Superstore really high just to get some crisps. That's all I wanted. Aisle 4 was where the crisps were. Now keep in mind there's hundreds of aisles. Aisle 4 was the crisps. So I grabbed a package of crisps, and all of a sudden I got a little bit higher. I put the crisps back, and I thought to myself, what I need to do now is leave. Because people are going to notice me. I got really paranoid. So all I wanted to do was find the exit. I wandered around hundreds of fucking aisles, and I couldn't find the exit. And I know this is the marijuana that was in me that made me think like this, but I remember thinking, obviously I'm going to have to live here now. So I decided to build a small home at the end of aisle 4. The first thing I needed was a place to live, and I thought I'll get a tent. And I knew the outdoor section was aisle 16. So I went and got a tent. I didn't get one in the box. I'm not an idiot. I got the display model, and I dragged that back to aisle 4, and I put that up. And then I thought, well, I'm going to need some chairs. Well, I really like those chairs that have the holes where you can put beers in, right? So I knew they were in the outdoor section as well. So I went and got 2 chairs, and I brought them back to the tent. And then I thought, well, later, when it gets dark and they turn the lights out, I'm going to need lights. So I thought I'll go get some patio lanterns, you know, the type that you wrap around. So I got some patio lanterns and an extension cord. I was able to run the extension cord from the frozen food area over to my tent. And then I set the lights up over top of the tent. And then I thought, well, if I have a date over later, I'm going to need some food. And I like a barbecue. So I went and I got a barbecue. I got a portable barbecue, and I brought it back, and I set it up in front of the tent. And then I thought, well, what food will I get? Well, I like steaks. So I knew there were steaks on sale. So I went and I got some steaks. And as I was walking back to the tent, that's when I had the sobering moment where I realized what I had done. I looked, and I had made a small home by aisle 4 in the shop, and that's going to be weird, right? And I thought, if the security guard sees me, I'm going to be fucked. So, and then I saw a guy in the Great Canadian Superstore shirt, and I thought, I'll cut him off. So I went over to him, and I went, sir, I know this looks weird. Let me tell you what happened. I went next door to the pot shop, and I got really high, like really high. And I came in here to get some crisps. When I got the crisps, I realized I was too high. So I decided I was going to leave. But you have a lot of aisles, and I couldn't find the exit. So I panicked, and I built a small home here. And I know it's weird, but I'm quite happy to return everything to where it belongs. Please don't call the police. I'm okay now. And you know what he said to me? I've been here 4 days. I just wanted to sit in your chair. Go ahead, we're having steaks later, buddy.